Hey, my Taurus, it's me, V, with Born Awake Tarot and Spiritual Teachings. I am here with your August 2017 general reading. Sorry for the delay and everything. I've just got a bunch of stuff going on, so I am going to be shortening the readings due to there's 12 signs, and I'm doing weeklies, and I've got stuff going on in my life, and when channeling, it can be very, very draining, and an hour to 2 hours for each one, it just takes a little too much out of me for right now. So anyway, let's just jump into this. Okay, August 13th through September 5th, we have a Mercury retrograde. Okay, Mercury retrograde can be felt anywhere from 2 weeks before the date it starts, okay, and last anywhere from a week from the date that it ends, because of the residual energy, and it takes Mercury a little while to pick up to normal speed. So I'm going to go over how this affects you, Taurus. Taurus, this affects you because it slows down your mental thinking. Okay, it slows your thinking down. You're not on the mark thinking. So just before you make any decisions or anything like that, just kind of like slow down and think it through, and be compassionate towards yourself in that area. Okay, the next thing it affects is banking with any money matters. So make sure you go over everything and keep a little bit of a reserve for yourself. Now that's that part of that. Let's just jump into this reading right here. Okay, Taurus, it seems to be that Taurus has had some past karmic relationships and energies that they had to turn around and get rid of, that had to be dissolved. Okay, and that's through the past life card. Even past habits that have been carried over through past lives, or even habits that keep being carried over every time that you notice cycles. Okay, and this card is saying that this had to be cleared up. Okay, you might find that the ending of it, you'll find that the ending, you'll still have some clearing up of past karma. Okay, past life karma through people that you've met through different lifetimes and stuff like that you have that connection with. Okay, and then through this, you'll be noticing there's going to be like a rebirth, changes within you. Through the letting go of the past life and letting go of the guilt, rebirth starts taking its place. Okay, through that you gain maturity. Okay, the next card you received is the schizophrenia card, and what this card is saying is being stuck. See, being stuck between yes or no. This is, I'm going to call this the mental card, because what I just said for this month for Taurus is that Mercury retrograde, things slow down. We've got so much planetary stuff going on. I posted a video with just a minute amount of stuff that's going on, okay? For all the signs, for everybody, okay? This right here, schizophrenia card, I'm going to call the mental card, okay? Because the thing is Taurus, with the Mercury retrograde going on, our thinking isn't, up to par. This is saying slow down. This is saying the indecision. This is saying being caught between a rock and a hard spot. And this is just saying, make a choice. Slow down, take your time, but make the choice. We're always going to wonder, should I pick this one? Should I have done this? Should I have said no instead of yes? This right here is just saying, see the guy right here? In other words, you're going to drive yourself crazy if you keep doing this. This needs to stop. This card is saying just pick one and just free fall in that direction, okay, of your decision. Now, the next card you received is change. This is all the 12 signs going around, a mandala, and this is the universe. You've got to understand that the only thing that stays the same is change. And this is also like the Wheel of Fortune card, okay? So the thing is things come and go in our lives, and we have to accept the changes, whether it's internal or external. The thing is when you fight change, you're going to get kicked. You're going to get kicked like a donkey kicking you, okay? The thing is that it's time to change. The time is ripe. The time is ripe for these changes, Taurus. You know it deep down inside, because the thing is you can't keep going on and on and on. And the thing is with Taurus is we don't like change unless we are forced to change, or we decide to implement the change. We don't like change. And this is something that we need to work on as being a Taurus, okay? Now, the next card you received is postponements. There will be some postponements this month, okay? But you got to look at it like maybe at this point in time, the postponement was for the better, okay? Also, this card right here is saying that you're postponing the life that you want to live by the way you think. You're seeing things black and white and gray. And this is asking you to, you see right here in the picture frame, this part of you right here, it wants you to jump through, wants you to live that life, that, make those changes with the way you think, the way you deal with things and stuff. This is saying you can have that life. You can jump through that picture. That part of you wants to. Go ahead and do it. You can live a life full of richness and color. You can live a life by changing the way you look at things, and stop postponing things and thinking that you can't have them, or you're not deserving enough, okay? Or that you are fearful. And this came right next to the change card, so there's going to be some work on doing this. You're going to be working on this right here, Taurus. Now, the next card you received is sharing. Taurus, it's okay to share, share and not take reserves, take inventory on what you have to share. Okay? This card right here is saying that, it's okay to be happy. It's okay to share bits and pieces about you with other people, because generally Tauruses are basically kind of like loners. We have a lot of love in our hearts and things like that, but we've been screwed over so much, we tend to block it off, and then we tend to get stuck in the past too. We tend to get stuck in the past and stuff because we're afraid of being hurt. This is saying it's okay, Taurus, to open up and start sharing. Start sharing. Now, Taurus, the next card you received is going with the flow. It's very important that you go with the flow this month. This right here is like, like the water flowing. Tauruses like to have control. And the thing is you need to learn when to have control and when to go with the flow. This is asking you to go with the flow, because when you go with the flow, it opens doors up. It sets the energy to be more playful and accepting. And this is what this card is asking you. Go with the flow, Taurus, this month. Okay, there's going to be a lot of changes going on. Taurus, this card right here is asking you to be receptive. Be receptive to the changes. Be receptive to your feelings. Be receptive to the energies around you. Okay? Be open. Be open to the changes. Be receptive to the changes. Be receptive to the changes within you and what's going on in the outer world. Be receptive to going with the flow this month. Now, the next card that you received is, Taurus, some of you will be traveling. This is the traveling card, okay? This right here, is saying that it's okay to be spontaneous. Just throw some stuff in the car and take a little trip to the beach, to the water, to a lake. Just be spontaneous. You don't need to make reservations and things. There will be people Taurus is traveling for work, looking for school, visiting family, things like that. Okay? There may even be some postponements in traveling this month. Okay? The next card you received is healing. Okay, it was right next to the traveling card. And what they want me to tell you here is that some of you Tauruses will experience healing through getting out in nature, through going, like, say, up to the mountains, getting back to nature, getting clarity on who you are deep down at the core, okay? Because the thing is you got the Source card too, okay? It's you getting back to the core of who Taurus is. And this will help produce, you know, take that small spontaneous trip. It could even be a planned trip to go visit family and friends, to get away, to get back to the roots of who you really are. And through this, you will experience healing. There's going to be healing this month, Taurus. Healing. The next card you received is, and it fell right next to the traveling card and the healing card, Taurus, is aloneness. Okay? This is asking you to take some time alone. You can take a trip alone, go up to the mountains, get back to Source, get back to you. Let the healing begin. Okay? Aloneness. Also, it's letting you know that it's okay to take time out for yourself, but also in life's journey, there are times that we need to be alone to get down that right path that we need to go down. The next card you received is understanding. Taurus, you need to understand that sometimes we get so caught up in our heads that we tend to take in the way we think. The way we think. Because of the way we've been conditioned. You've got the conditioning card. We seem to be prisoners. The way we think causes us to be prisoners in our own heads. And see this card, there is no door on here. You can soar out and spread your wings. This is just a shadow. As you can see, as it goes up, it disappears. Okay? You need to have understanding for yourself this month. Understanding for other people. Show some compassion. Okay? And through this, you'll be able to start seeing things in a different perspective, in a different light. You'll be able to help mend relationships, okay? This month, Taurus, you're going to need to have courage. Courage. See this flower? It had enough courage to blossom through the stone, and through courage, you gain healing. You know, there's those times, did you ever think, well, hey, I can't do that, or, you know, I just don't have enough strength to do that, and or you're so stubborn, it's like, I'm not going to let go of that. I'm not going to let go of that. This month you need to have courage to take and work on yourself, get things done, and have courage to walk and dance through the storm, okay? You received celebration too. Which, see these three women? They're dancing through the storm. They're celebrating the storm, because the thing is when you celebrate the storm, generally the storm, it happens, you're understanding. Like I said, you're understanding that the storms have to come, that the storms have to come to teach us how to dance through them, but also how to appreciate the small things of the day, okay? Appreciate the simple things of the day. And when you dance through the storm, you generally learn more through storms than you do through tiny little things. So have courage this month. Have courage this month, Taurus. You can do it. I've got faith in you. Okay? Now, the next card you received is the Creator. This is the King of Fire. Okay? And he's taken his power back. This is saying you need to take your power back, Taurus. Take your power back. Where have you been turning around and letting your energies go, whether it be in thought or in the outer world, or dealing with drama, okay? Are you continuing to let the drama go where you're leaking your power out? The thing is this is time. See, it's coming from the solar plex. This is time to take your power back. The red is passion and strength. The orange is personal power, okay? There's white in here, which means healing, okay? This is saying take your power back, Taurus. The next card you received is Taurus. The thing is it's time to sit in silence and get answers, get clarity, okay? That's what this card is saying. See the face? It's above, the moon's above the third eye. This is seeing, you know, work with the cycles. Take some time out for yourself. Meditate. Get back to you, okay? Get back to the source, you. Get back to the source, the creator, okay? God, higher power, spirit. This is saying take some time. Now, setting in silence card, it came next to the slowing down card. This card, this tortoise right here, it's making its way through the sea of life. It knows that it carries its home with him wherever it goes. This card is asking you to slow down this month, Taurus. Slow down. Sit in silence. Meditate. Meditate. Get clear on what you want. Get clear on the changes. Ask for answers through the creator, through source. Okay? Now, Taurus, you receive the integration card right here. This card right here is asking you to integrate. You know, here's the snake shedding its skin, rebirth, the yin yang, the male and the female, the human spirit. Here's the eagle, power, strength, standing alone, fire, sun, water, the swan, graceful, beautiful, at peace, but yet can pack a punch if messed with, okay? This is saying you need to integrate, Taurus. Integrate all of this. Integrate internal and external. Integrate everything. Have a balance of it. The next card you receive, Taurus, is mortality. And what this card is saying, Taurus, is that just because somebody doesn't live their life how you want them to live their life, what's good for them may not be good for you, and what's good for you may not be good for them. You need to stop judging, okay? Because when you do that, you become bitter. See this pucker, the pucker face and things like that? You become rigid like a school marm. Not everybody's life is the same. Not everybody's life is going to be, you know, like yours, and yours isn't going to be like theirs. Okay? And the thing is that you receive the comparison card. Also, stop comparing your life to other people's lives. You know, stop comparing other people's wealth to yours. Stop comparing their looks, their humor, you know, their personalities, whatever. Stop comparing it, okay? The bamboo tree and the oak tree can stand side by side and get along and come from different walks of life and different seeds, okay? Stop comparing, okay? Making comparisons. This right here is saying stop putting your life on other people's lives. In other words, stop turning around and judging. Stop saying, okay, well, I can't accept this person because they don't walk this path, or they're not doing their life the way I feel it should be, or the way I've done. That's what the mortality card means too, okay? Now, the next card you received is, this month, you're going to need to release your burdens, okay? Let go of the burdens. Let go of the burdens you've created, and let go of the burdens that other people have put on you. See, this This is a burden right here. The rooster stands for royalty, not a royalty, yeah, wealth. He's got the prodding stick. This is up to you, Taurus, for you to release the burdens and for you to go in whichever direction. Either you choose to go up that mountain on your own, or you can carry your burdens, or you can carry the burdens that other people have put on you. It's your choice. It's time to let this go. The next card you received, like I said, is comparison. And I ran over this a little bit already, Taurus, is that it's time for you to stop comparing. Okay? Stop comparing your looks with other people's looks, their humor, their personality, and things like that. It's just time to stop. Stop making comparisons on everything of what you have and what you don't have with other people. Okay? Stop comparing your life with other people's lives and their lives with your life. The next card you received is conditioning. Okay? This lion right here was raised up with these lambs. And one day an older lion turned around and captured him and took him to a pond and showed him what he really was. But still, he turned around and he can still get along with the sheeps and the lambs and things like that. But the thing is it's the conditioning that you set upon yourself, our parents, our families, and things like that. It's time to let this go. It's time to let this go, because the thing is it's affecting your relationships. It's affecting your thought process. Okay, it's affecting your internal world, but it's also affecting your outer world too. It's time to make these changes. Now, you receive the celebration card. There is going to be some celebrations this month, Taurus. But also this card is saying to dance through the storms, to appreciate the small joys of the day, okay? Appreciate the little things in life and dance through them. Dance through those storms. Find the joy no matter how much the storm is. Find the joys. The next card you received is participation, Taurus. This card is saying that life isn't just all about you. To get something done, you need to ask for help, okay? It's also asking you to be an active participant in your life and getting out in the world and being an active participant in the changes that are going on within you and externally, okay? This card is saying, like, say this is you, Taurus, down here, that it's not always up to you to get stuff done. You need to delegate. You can delegate or you can ask for help. Sometimes it takes a team to get things done, okay? Be an active participant. Be a team member. Not everything has to fall upon you. This next card you received is the ordinariness card, Taurus. This is saying get back to nature, okay? This is saying just get back to being your ordinary self, you know, the creator, the source, getting back to being your ordinary self. Be receptive. Be receptive to being in the ordinariness, okay? Be receptive. Get out in nature. Get back to, through nature. Take a trip up to the mountains and things. Through this, you'll start healing. Strip the masks off. Strip the pain off. Strip away what the world has put on you and what you've let the world put on you, Taurus. And get back to being your ordinary self so you can start healing. And be receptive. Be receptive towards the healing, okay? The next card you received is ripeness. The time is ripe. The time it's ripe. The time is ripe for these changes. The time is ripe for you to let go of, the judging, the burdens, the conditioning, the comparison, the guilt, postponing things in your life by the way you think, keeping yourself imprisoned by the way you think, okay? Not being able to, say yes, I'm going to say yes, and not wonder about if should I said no and things like that, okay? The time is ripe. The time is ripe to let go of all this, the way, the thinking, That is what this card is saying. Now, Taurus, there will be some stresses this month. This card right here is asking you to make sure you set boundaries this month. Okay? That monkey is the last thing that you need added to your back, okay? That monkey is the last thing that's going to be, you know, if you take on one more thing, it's going to be the last thing. It's going to pop that bubble and it's going to come crashing down. That's why you received the slow down card also, Taurus. Slow down. You received the get away card, because when you get away, you can turn around and clear your head and see where you need to delegate more. Delegate more, whether it be at home, whether it be at work. Say, okay, I can't take on this much. You got the participation card too, which means, you know, ask people for help. Ask people for help at work if the burden, the workload is too much. You know, reach out and ask for help, because like I said before, sometimes it's not just you that needs to get the whole thing done. It takes a team to get the whole thing done. Set boundaries this month. Set boundaries for yourself too, to say no. Okay, set boundaries for yourself to say, yes, I need some help. Set boundaries where it's like, no, I can't take on another thing. The next card is source, getting back to source. This card right here is getting back to you, like me, you know, the source of yourself, which is also the source of God, the creator. It's asking you to be receptive. It's asking you to be receptive to the changes, receptive to what needs to be let go of, okay? So healing can come in, okay? Taurus, the things that you're going to be working on this month, okay, is realize you receive the possibilities card upside down, okay? This card right here is saying that, you know, you're going to need to work on seeing the possibilities within you, and the possibilities in the situation, and the possibilities in the outer world, okay? There's a lot of possibilities, and this card is saying that you're going to be working on. This is something you're going to need to work on this month, is seeing the possibilities in the situations within you, and the letting go and things, okay? You also receive the transformation card this month. Transformation means it's basically the death card, letting go of things that no longer serve you, okay? You need to be able to let go. You need to be able to let go of all the stuff that is no longer serving you, no longer things that are going to be taken out of your life, okay? Let go. You can't hold on to that. You don't have that control. There's going to be deaths. Deaths to situations. Deaths to you internally, of letting go of all this clutter and things like that. Letting go of the old. Letting go of the conditioning. Letting go of the guilt. Letting go of the way you're thinking. The indecisiveness and things. So rebirth can come in, okay? A rebirth can come in for you. Now, the next card that you're going to be working on this month is looking past the beyond the illusions, okay? Seeing past the illusions that are set. And this butterfly right here, this butterfly stands for transformation, okay? You're going to be working on this. You got received this. These are the cards that you received upside down. So let's paint the picture here. Okay. There's got to be deaths in situations, and the way we think and the way we perceive things and stuff like that keep holding us back. So you can see there's possibilities within you and in the outer world, and in situations that could, you know, really make things better for you to have a very happier life, okay? And working on looking past the illusions that you set for yourself and that the world is set through conditioning and things like that, okay? These are things that you're going to be working on, because you're going to be working on the transformation, okay? You're going to be working on looking past the illusions. You're going to be working on the possibilities of, you know, things dying, so, you know, things can become better. You also receive the fighting card. Okay, this is something you're going to need to work on. Taurus is also the fighting. You're fighting the changes. You're fighting the changes within you and in the outer world. Okay, there will be fighting. You know, there will be fighting. And fighting fighting in the outer world and things like that in certain situations, and fighting within yourself eternally, okay? That you're going to need to work on fighting this death, this transformation, okay? Let it flow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Let the changes happen. Let the changes happen. Let the changes within you happen. Let the changes within the circumstances happen, okay? Let the rebirth step in. Be receptive to the changes, okay? Let the healing begin. Get out. Take a trip. Slow down. Sit in silence, okay? Let all this go. Let it all go. We don't need it anymore, okay? Make sure that you ask, be an active participant in your life, and ask for help so it helps reduce stress, okay? Remember to dance through the storms. Get out in nature and just, take some time in silence and to be alone and listen. I have another card here in just a second. Sit in silence. Get in nature. Be alone. Be receptive to the changes. Be receptive to the changes, to the healing that needs to take place. Go with the flow. Let the past relationships, the past karma and stuff, just let it go and die down. Let it go away. Be courageous this month, Taurus. And don't forget to share. Okay? So this is what you're going to need to work on this month. Through letting go and through letting go of these the time is ripe. Remember, Taurus, and through this you'll gain maturity. So, working on transformation, working on not fighting, looking past the illusions so you can transform, okay? Transformation. And looking at the possibilities of the situations and stuff are what you're going to be working on this month, Taurus. At the bottom of the deck, you received the Fool card. It's okay to take that step off the cliff into the river of life. It's okay to make the changes. It's part of life. Don't feel like a fool. Okay? And I am going to go ahead and end this video right now so I can move on to the next ones. Like I said, I'm going to keep it shorter and things. I appreciate your subscriptions, your comments, and your shares. Like I said, I'm going to figure this out where it works a little bit better for me on the timing and stuff like that, because it does take a lot when I'm channeling and I'm getting information. And I noticed that on a couple of the readings that it's gone up to 2 hours, and for me to get all 12 signs done and the weeklies done, I'm going to have to shorten them. So if you bear with me, then when I figure this and get this all situated out and everything like that, then everything will flow a little smoother. So I appreciate your time, Taurus. Blessings and peace, and I hope this helps you with this month with all the changes going on in the letting go. Until next time. Peace.